Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a half done face, because today we are going to try together the new Nabla Skin Glazing. Now, I placed an order with Nabla a few days after the launch, but I only got into these quite late because I was just not feeling well. I purchased these two, Amnesia and Adults Only, from the launch. There were 6 new blush and highlighters in this launch, and these were the shades that spoke to me. And I have to be honest, Adults Only was the only one that I thought unique enough for me to buy. However, I wanted to reach free shipping limit, so I also purchased Amnesia. Amnesia, we'll take a look later. This is the more highlighting shade, and I will take a look later at comparisons and swatches with another Nabla highlighter, Savage, from their Nude collection, as well as my favorite highlighter, Anastasia Beverly Hills and Amrezy. Then together with the collection, some brushes were launched, and I purchased the 2 bigger ones. The Cheek Shaper, which is this pointed brush. They're all synthetic and vegan, and they feel very, very, I don't know, elevated, another level compared to their usual brushes that they have released with, for example, their foundation launch, which have a wooden, not the ferrule. The ferrule is the same, but the wooden handle words. Whereas these ones have a more metallic feeling and heavier feeling handle. The other brush I purchased is the Bon Min, which is a more flat paddle brush, and I wanted to show it to you in comparison with their Precision powder brush, which I thought would be similar, whereas you can see that there's quite a difference in the shape and thickness of them. So these are the 2. This brush is also new. I just ordered, and I thought it would be perfect to set under the eyes. The collection also came with a makeup bag. This is what it looks like. It's like a holographic pink based makeup bag. It's transparent. It has the Nabla logo here, and I didn't open it. There is the Nabla logo in this little wrap right here. Maybe I can open it without making too much of a fuss. And there's even a plastic around it. And here it is, a beautiful detail with the name of the brand. And this is quite a big makeup bag, actually. It opens up to fit quite a bit of stuff. So I am, I'm glad that this came free with orders above 60 euros. So yeah, I'm glad I received it. And then what was one of the nicest things of this launch is that they changed their mailers. So, lipstick on my teeth. They changed their mailers, so instead of their usual box, the collection came in this bubble Ziploc bag. So there it's a bubble reinforced plastic Ziploc bag, and it's very big, and it's similar to the ones by Glossier, for example. I have mixed feelings in the sense this is super cool. I can imagine traveling and putting my palettes in here. I love things like this for that use. However, I did like that Nabla sent in cardboard packaging, cardboard boxes with a paper, let's say, wrapping, so that your products would be safe, and there was no plastic there, and everything was recyclable. So I'm a bit double with the feeling for this. Regardless, I think the attention to detail for this collection was very high and very beautiful. Now, I wanted to try to use both these highlighters and blush on my eyes and on my cheeks using the new brushes, as well as some other products from Nabla. I have my foundation and concealer on, but I did not set my base. And that is because if you watch Mr. Daniel's Makeup, he's the creative director of Nabla, his video launching these powders, he says that on an unset base, the highlighters will shine even more. So what I am actually going to do now is take Nabla's Close Up Smoothing Pressed Powder and set half of my face. So then we can see the difference between the 2 sides. I have to apologize for my lips. I am going through a bit of a I think perioral dermatitis down here. It's very dry and swollen and annoying and painful, but yeah, it is what it is. I'm gonna set my nose because I'm not gonna highlight there, and I get quite oily, as well as my forehead, but I'm gonna leave my cheek unset. I also didn't finish my eyes because I thought we could put them on the eyes as well. But let's start by talking about the packaging of this. Now, these have a clear, hard acrylic plastic packaging. It is pink toned, as you can see, and see-through all over. I don't know if it's in trend now to have see-through packaging, but the Hourglass Ghost Quad also has see-through packaging. This one is so much more prettier than that one. I know I complained about that packaging in my review of the Hourglass Quad, but this packaging is very beautiful. I was afraid, because it looked a little bit cheap, that it wasn't made well, but this has nothing to do with your typical drugstore packaging or anything. It's a beautiful, beautiful packaging, and inside is housed this gorgeous relief pressed highlighter or powder in general, and it comes with the logo of the brand here. On the back you have a sticker with all the information. Talking about information, these powders cost 22 euros each. I feel like 22 euros is a lot of money for a Nabla highlighter. These contain 6.5 grams of product, and that's where I wanted to start with comparing them with the previous highlighters that I have from Nabla. This is Savage from the Nude collection. It was summer 2018, I want to say. And this one here was already a bit of a when it came to price, because it cost 16 euros 50, which I thought was already a lot for Nabla. And this one contains 10 grams of product. You can see, however, that the difference in packaging, this is just cardboard. The mirror is okay, but the difference in packaging is huge. So you really can see that most of the money has gone into designing and producing this beautiful plastic packaging versus the cheaper and more standard cardboard that was previously. You can also see that this one's actually quite beat up, but I love this highlighter. I am now going to apply the shade Amnesia as a highlighter, and together with this collection, Nabla also re-released their highlighter brush. I have their first one that came with the Nude collection, Gift of a Friend, which I'm very grateful for, and since they said it's the same one, I didn't purchase that one. So I will use this one to apply the highlighter and just pick up some from the pan. It's the first time I use them, so I have no idea. I'm gonna apply it first on the side that is unset. And these are supposed to give a glass skin effect, so not a very obvious highlighter effect, and especially not a very powdery effect. I'm gonna apply a little bit more, and I see, especially in the viewfinder, that the shine is so beautiful. And now again, same thing on the set side of my face, and then we can see if there is a difference. I feel definitely that there's less transfer here, but maybe I have to build it up a little bit more, but I think the effect is beautiful regardless. What do you think? I think it is definitely better on here, more of this glass skin effect than on the side set with powder. Now I am going to go in with a blush. This is the darker of the two blushes they have. The other one is Truth, which is a bit of a peachy toned blush, and I didn't think it was unique enough, and I actually was afraid it was too light for me and that it would just look like a highlighter. So I am taking Adults Only with the Bon Min brush, and I'm gonna start very lightly because it is a bright red shimmery blush. I mean, okay, that is light, maybe too light. Oh, and then you can already see how that is much more visible. I feel that applying this with this brush, because it is a paddle, you have to apply in this direction. upwards from here, and then my arm has to go in a really uncomfortable position. I'm sure it's going to be better on the other side because I'm left-handed. This side will be better, but I'm going to apply a little bit more, and I actually don't think doesn't look like too much to me. This is quite conservative, or like a good amount of blush. I'm going to apply it on the other side, on the set side. And I can see it already mixing in with the highlighter quite a bit, and it definitely applies easier to blend on this side than on the other. So now my highlight here to me looks a little bit more on the orangey pink side because of the shine of this blush. I am somehow unhappy with the blend here, whereas I prefer the blend on this cheek right here. But look at how shiny and beautiful this is. On this side, I think the shine is much more glass skin-like, but then you lose the possibility to blend this nicely. And so it is not too dark for me. It is, however, a little bit more of the shade of my natural flush, and I have rosacea, so my cheeks actually naturally flush very red, and I'm not sure that usually I like that. Actually, it reminds me a little bit, the shade of the Adults Only, to one of their sticks from the Nude collection, which is Desert Rose. I am now going to swatch them next to each other because I am wondering how similar the shade is. So here we have Desert Rose, and now I am going to swatch Adults Only. Okay, Desert Rose is definitely deeper and more rosy, whereas this one is a bit of a lighter shade with a golden shift to it. You can see the difference. Both of them are definitely on the red side, which I am not sure I love on myself. Like, I don't have, other than these two, I don't really have red blushes that I use often. And that is indeed, as I was mentioning, because I feel like they actually bring out my natural redness a little bit more. And looking at it in the mirror in front of me, I definitely like it on set skin better because I can blend it easier. Now I want to apply them also on the eyes to see how they are as eyeshadow, and I'm gonna apply Adults Only all over the lid. I just did a little bit of matte eyeshadows on the rest. And since they are thought as face powders, you can see that adhesion and payoff are much less than what you expect from an eyeshadow in general. So I am actually going to wet the brush a little bit to get some more shine through. If I even hit the brush with that, much better. So if you were thinking of buying these for the use on the eyes, I would not, especially because it's like nobody needs such a big eyeshadow to start with. And I had the same temptation to buy Lucent Jungle I think it's called, the really dark golden shade, because it's beautiful, but I am definitely, my skin tone is definitely too light for that as a highlighter, and then I would have had a giant golden eyeshadow, and that's just not practical. I'm going to use Amnesia on the inner corner with a little Nabla brush. And I do think that this highlighter gives definitely a different type of sheen than what I'm used to. It feels as if, yeah, they are much smoother and much more finely milled, that they give a metallic sheen without bunching up and without, being very powdery and visible on the skin. I'm gonna finish my eyes and come right back. Here we are, just a little bit of lower lash line and mascara, but I forgot to show you how the new Cheek Shaper works. So I am going to go into my Nabla face palette. These are the powders, blushes, highlighters that they had before, and I guess they will slowly discontinue them. The formulas are so completely different, but I am going in with Cameo, this contour shade here, and the shaper brush, and doing a little bit of contour on under my cheekbone. Actually, this brush is really nice because it can be really precise. The tip of it is very soft, so it will blend out the product quite easily, but it is very pointy, so it will be very precise. Compared to something like the contour brush by Real Techniques, the Nabla one is, as you can see, much softer, whereas this is more stiff. And this makes for an easier blend, whereas this one will be, you'll need a little bit of harder time blending the contour, and you'll apply more product. This applies less product and in a more diffused manner. I don't mind it. This is very light contour, but I think it already does something for me. And now let's get into the comparison swatches of these. I'm going to start with Amnesia, the highlighter, and I'm going to compare it to Baby Glow from the previous version of Nabla powders, Savage from the Nude collection, and my favorite Amrezy. And that is because the formulas are gonna be different, and I expect the shades to be very similar. I usually like golden highlighters, so that is what I have the most of. Here is Amnesia, beautiful. As you can see, it's like, it's very shiny and almost glass skin like. I'm gonna compare it to Second Up Baby Glow. And this one here, these powders here were meant to be less seen from space and more of a subtle day-to-day highlight, but to me these are a little bit more powdery and they don't build up as much. Baby Glow used to be a favorite, but you can really see the difference in the fact that Amnesia has less of a base color and more of just a beautiful pearl, whereas Baby Glow has both the shine as well as a base color that gives you the shine. Then Savage, this should be a little bit darker gold, but it is also one of my favorite highlighters, especially in summer. It's absolutely beautiful. It actually isn't that much darker. And this one here is much more intense of a highlight. You can see it already, and it was already an improvement from their first formula. However, it is still a different effect than the new skin glazing. It's as if the skin glazing go back to that idea of their initial powders of elegance and everyday wear, and not per se Instagram makeup, and a little bit more, yeah, refined, let's say. Whereas the Nude collection was really what was in that period, these blinding highlights, like the Becca, for example, highlighters. And then I'm gonna swatch Anastasia and Amrezy, which is amazing, both in formula and in color. And maybe I should have taken a little bit more. And that one is down here, and it's still a different formula. I think the skin glazing one is the one with the most transparent base color and the most skin-like and glass-like shine. I definitely see myself using it a lot. I love the effect that it has on the cheek. It's very discreet. You cannot see it except if it hits the light, I find. Like in the viewfinder, and you guys will see much more than what I see in the mirror, because it is much closer. It's at a different angle with the light of the window. So I really like it as a highlighter. I'm happy I got it, even though it's not a revolutionary color. The formula is really nice. And when it comes to adults only, I'll need to play a little bit around with it a little bit more. I feel like definitely won't use it on unset skin. again, because it just doesn't work for me. And maybe I just need to use my favorite blush brush, which is this Zoeva one, which is a little bit fluffier, and it helps that you can like angle it in different directions, and you don't per se need to be in one direction only to use it, which is something that I'm a bit struggling with the Bonmin brush instead. So I'm gonna try those things out and update you in a future video, either my monthly roundup or something similar. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, that it was useful for you, and let me know if you picked already up something or you're going to pick up something from this collection. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will be here with another video. I'm trying to do 2 videos a week, and Mondays and Thursdays, because 3 was starting to become a little bit too crowded for me to be able to film them. And yeah, have a great rest of your day, a great Halloween, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!